So I'm going to be going over a few things that some of you guys can implement right away without needing to hire me. So I've been getting on some calls lately. Guys want to pay me 2,000 a month, do some ads for them, but I want you to win first. You need to be able to have a little bit of momentum. Number one, if you don't try and do things yourself first, no matter the quantity of leads any marketer gives you, you're not going to be able to know how to handle them, systemize them, close, right? You're going to end up not with a marketing problem, you end up with a sales issue. And you're going to figure out there's a bunch of other bottlenecks with employees, with hiring, with staffing. So I kind of want to walk you through this roadmap of where you might be at right now, based off of guys I know, guys I grew up with, prospects I've had conversations with, people who have become clients later, but didn't start out as clients when we first met because of the situation they're in, right? So right now you might be subcontractor, technician, employee. You might be making a good salary, right? Let's say 60 to 90. And this is where I come across people, right? They think, well, I can do it better. I'll just start my own thing, right? I'm going to have my freedom. I'm going to have more time. I'm going to make more money. It's not always necessarily the case, right? You got to understand less than probably 8% of home service businesses in the US will make 200K profit. So think about how much you want to pay yourself and how much you want to take home in comparison to what you might be already getting paid now. And maybe all you need is really, an upskill or two to get a better salary, right? You eventually want to have your own business, control over the time and income, right? The scaling 20, 50K months. So this is where we have to stop and ask yourself before starting to do anything, right? Technician versus the CEO, right? If this is where, oh, my bad. Let me make this a little bit better on the eyes. So if you're already making a decent salary, right? You got to understand you have a set schedule all the time. You go home. Technical issues, not on you. Marketing and sales issues, not on you. When the customers are not happy, whose ass is on the line? Yes, a little bit yours, but you're still not the owner of the business, right? So you gotta understand when you're doing your own thing, you are everything, right? Like legit every department. So in the reality, making 75K profit on your own could be 10 times harder than making that 75K salary. So we have to understand your why. Oh, I hate my manager. All right, so it's an ego thing. Well, like I said, upgrade your skills, get a higher salary elsewhere. Now, if it's freedom and scale, legitimately, hey, bigger house, legacy, 500,000 a year, cool. Doctor money, start the business. If you choose number two, this is how to get leads without paying. So this is what I call quote unquote zero cost. Of course, there's some cost, but it's not the same as bleeding thousands of dollars out the month right out the gate. You have your yard signs. Now, you don't need to complicate this, and depending on where you live in code enforcement, you don't want to put the logo or the name or anything. What you want to do is just have this right here, service name and phone number, right? Let's say you have a red sign with white text and it just says, boom, junk removal phone number, tree trimming phone number. Use a Google Voice number, not your own. Get your cousins and brothers, some neighborhood kids, 50 bucks, put up a bunch of signs for you, split up different areas, stop signs, high traffic corners, right? They're not that expensive. You can spend anywhere between 150, 300, 500 bucks to get you a bunch of yard signs. Um, and some of my first calls in junk removal would literally come just from the yard signs alone. Then you need to understand what is your community moat? What is the unique relationships and memberships you're a part of that could be a strong network or maybe the only person that does it, as well as the fact that you'll get a lot of immediate referrals. And from those referrals, what you're also going to be collecting is content. And I'll get into that in a second. So, of course, Chamber of Commerce, join it. Your cousin's soccer teams, banner and shirts, brand awareness, do that. My general contractor buddy, doesn't really have a lot of marketing, but he is tied to a specific community, right? He grew up going to mosque and Islamic school. So a lot of those people in the immigrant community from the Middle East hire him, recommend him, refer him, and he does repeat business with a lot of them as well. So it's not just the referrals, but it's also the fact that people will want to use him over and over again. So if you don't have one, you're going to build one digitally. So Facebook groups is the leverage you're going to do here, right? And you're not going to be, asking people, promoting or bombarding. You're going to join a bunch, 20, 25, 30. Sometimes you'll get kicked out. Some of them do have promotion rules, like you can only post about your business on Monday, which is fine. That's not what we're going to be constantly doing. You're going to come in and you're going to be like, hey, I'm a plumber. This is how to check your pipes before the freeze comes next week, right? It's going to be a bit more educational, more informative. You're not really promoting your business. You're just sharing things related to your business and how it helps the average homeowner. So you're going to find these Facebook groups that where the average homeowner resides in your local area. It could literally just be neighborhood Facebook groups and whatnot. Now, if you don't know what to write, yes, this can I can make a whole video on this. It's not going to be rocket science, and of course, don't trust and repeat everything AI says. But you can give yourself some ideas. You can literally say, "Hey, what are the top 5 homeowners' concerns when it comes to hiring a plumber?" Cool. Take some of those ideas, set up your phone camera, record a few things. Don't ramble, right? Split up how you talk a little bit. Try to talk in shorter sentences, so you're not making long videos. Because I'm sure you're not a video editor, and you're not going to want to go back and delete stuff. So make it easy on yourself, right? So you can get some of these inspiration and some of these ideas, and just think about what's most commonly asked questions, right? What are a bunch of things people are constantly asking you about? Get your cousin or your girlfriend, whatever, and be like, okay, you don't know anything about what I do, or very minimum. What are things you would like to know about what I do if you were gonna hire me? And then whatever they ask, you just answer it on camera, right? So you're gonna take some of those videos and then just post weekly in a lot of those different Facebook groups, and you're gonna do that over and over. And one video can go to 20 different groups, and that's 20 different groups that have a bunch of different eyeballs. Obviously, try to choose ones that be more active, not too big but not too small, where like no one's checking it, right? And it'll tell you like how many average times a week they post in it. So those are the main things that I recommend that you should be doing. Then we have some bonus strategies. These are guys, really big in the home service space. Because I do marketing for different types of people, not just home service. But lately, I've been working with garage door contractors and have experience with contractors. So this is what they call the cloverleaf method. Now you are already at a job site, right? Neighbors have same house, same tree, same problems. Before you leave, introduce yourself. Maybe leave some flyers. Obviously, if some places say no soliciting, doesn't matter. Just knock on the door. Say, hey, literally was just next, mention the neighbor's name, whatever. Across the street. We're already here. We're already cutting some trees. I see that you got some trees. We can give a discount just for doing it on site right now because we don't have to come back. No, well, I'm not really too sure. I have to wait till my husband gets home. No problem. Here's a card. You know, we're in the neighborhood. Like I said, we just did so and so's house. You can even ask them. We did a good job. Um, and follow up with them later, right? At least now they know you. But even junk removal a lot of times has that effect. You remove some couches, you go to the neighbor's house and be like, listen, I'll literally, throw 50, $100 off, whatever, and take something out of your hand right now. It's like, you know what? Got this fridge in the doesn't work in the garage and it's been bugging me. Can you guys do it? You guys have extra space? Yeah, we do. Boom, on the spot, right? Documentation is marketing. Yes, never leave without documenting. Show before and after. Take photos. Take videos while you're on the job. If the customer doesn't have an issue being on the video, like take a quick video with them and be like, "Hey, what was it like before? What was it like after? Cool, thank you." And then post it. Right. You can also use Nextdoor. I'm not sure if that's active in everybody's city, but it is an option a lot of the time that you can use where people will post specifically within their neighborhoods. There's another option as well. And then, of course, the driveway review. Now, we do set up an automation for this for a lot of our customers because people do forget. And as soon as a job is done, there'll be automatic text. So, just in case if you have guys on site, right, that do a job and forget to ask, there's still automation in place that will reach out and get reviews from people and post it for you. So, but you can still do this yourself while you're there in the driveway. Say, hey, before I leave, you know, if you like everything, can I just get a review for me real quick? Cool, perfect. And watch them do it on the spot, like it on the spot, and then you're done. You need 50 plus 5-star reviews. This will be the SEO that hack that will boost and help. Right? Forget your website. This is what your Google Business page is going to be really important. And then partner with other people. I didn't cut trees. I did junk removal. But when a customer called me and said, "Hey, do you know anyone that cuts trees?" It's like I do. And usually, you can negotiate different referrals with different folks, 5, 10%, or a specific cash number, gift cards, whatever. Right? If you're a painter, get with the realtors. Let them know. When they need houses to sell and they need it repainted, cool, got you. You're a landscaper. Talk to the pool installer. They're gonna wreck the yards. You're gonna fix them, right? Give a 10% cash referral fee, dinner, something, right? Build relationships with these different folks because they already have a client base. You want to talk to people that already have a client base that you can tap into and negotiate something. Now, when you are ready to actually hire me, You're too busy to knock doors. Your time is worth a lot more money. You have cash flow. You can afford to spend 2K to make 10, right? You have a team. You're not the one doing all the work anymore. And lead quantity is needed, right? Like I get it. You're gonna get to a point where it's like I need more leads. Yes, but we're also gonna be there to help you with lead quality, right? Help you with the qualification. Help you with the follow up. Yes, you book a call. What happens between you book that appointment? Um, between you showing up, right, and them booking the appointment? Do you have a nurture sequence? Don't even know what that is. Cool, that's why we're here. Do you have text messages and emails that goes out to these people, educating them on what you do and who you are, making sure that you're not losing the warmth, that hot lead when they do book and they're ready to see you? They're also aware of what you do beforehand. We can send them before and after photos. So by the time you have a conversation with them and do the estimate or whatever, they already know who you are and what you're about, right? As well as automating content. You're going to be struggling with that. We're going to help with that. So we have a full system actually that goes from the content with making ads and Facebook ads and content, going into your AI receptionist. So being able to answer calls while you're busy, being able to book appointments, having an SMS sequence and texting people and getting information so you're not completely losing folks or taking too long to respond because we are going to call the competition quickly. And then, of course, automating the reviews, referrals, relationships. And then we have another system set up for your lead database. Maybe you had old leads that never booked. They're cold for whatever reason. Nothing ever happened with them. Cool. We'll put them in a sequence and reactivate some, get some of these old folks to follow up with you again. So when you're ready, until then, go get the yard signs, go knock on the doors, get your Google reviews up, and I'll be here ready to pour gas on the fire. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I'll answer them. Don't forget to subscribe, and then you can also double check some other social below. If you're a more visual person, you can check out the Instagram. If you like to read shit, go check the Twitter. All right. Until then, you're working. See you soon.